Hey guys, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. It's Sunday the 24th of January 2021. Again, there's a reason I'm putting the date on the video and you'll know it's fresh. We're going to answer a couple questions. It's probably time, as I said before, we need to do a bit of a Q&A and go through some questions and try and quickly get out some answers. But, you know, there was someone that said somewhere in one of the comments, oh, you don't even answer our questions. Oh, you know, you're too good for that. That's like, have you got any idea how much I'm actually doing? You know, there's only an X amount of hours in the day, and unfortunately, I can't give it all to you. I'll do as much as I can. I'm sure most people appreciate that. Now, one of the main questions I'm going to answer, people have asked, what alternator? So, you know, what alternator should we use? So I'm going to give you the answer. Of course, it's not the short answer. Short answer, you're busy, you want a short answer? Genuine, okay, see you guys, bye. You know, you can go and do whatever you're doing. Now I'll give you the reasons why so that you understand what the answer is, what it is. Okay, so recently in our 120, you know, around about, when was it? I don't know. It was about 6 months ago, around about the middle of 2020, we had a little issue with our alternator, and this is it here. The old, genuine Toyota Denso alternator, where the battery light came on, whatever the case may be. And it's not just about this one. This is a general thing, obviously, specializing in these engines, these vehicles. There's not a lot of alternator failures, but you could say there's a lot because there's hundreds of thousands of these engines. So of course, if you got 10 or 20 or 10 a year out of 100, it's not small percentage stuff, but what do you do when it happens? Now, first thing I want to remind you is mud equals money. So when you go through bog holes and mud and all that sort of thing, all that sort of stuff getting in here, not the best thing. And it's probably a decent idea to wash it out with some fresh water. Personally, and with all the trips we do, never had any issues going through fresh water. So when we do a high country trip with, you know, 5, 10, 15 cars, whatever it is, going through the nice clean rivers, nobody's had an issue that's killed an alternator that I can think of, unless the car was 20 years old maybe and it was probably on the way out anyway, but I can't really think of any. There's been people have, you know, momentarily alternator lights come on and go off, stuff like that. Very rare, but that's happened. But usually when people, on a day trip where there's 5 or 10 cars and we go through and there's a bog hole and yeah, you know, just about every time that kills an alternator and maybe a starter motor as well and some other stuff down the track. So just a little reminder. My answer, as I said already, genuine. That's what we use in our vehicle. That's why there's a box there. This is the old one. I'll just give you the quick background on this one. So we're away on a trip and the battery light came on, did all the tests, checked this, checked that. Couldn't get rid of it. The battery light was on, the alternator wasn't charging. We were then going to drive the vehicle as far as we could after charging the battery and then use the RAC Total Care to get the vehicle home. It wasn't going to be that far from home. We worked out with the charging and the solar panels and stuff like that. It was a bit of an R&D thing, you know, the things we do. But for whatever reason that day, the engine started up and the alternator was charging. And then on the way on that trip, about 20 minutes, half an hour into the trip, momentarily that battery light flickered and the voltage dropped. Momentarily, I think it was a matter of a few seconds. There's a video on that if you can find it. Good luck, I could maybe find it for you, but you know, you just search, you just go into the search area. Less words brings more results. Too many words and you might not find it. Anyway, it flickered then it was right for the rest of the trip home, and we drove it around for months after that and couldn't get it to fault again. So it was really annoying because there's kind of nothing wrong with this at the moment, if you know what I mean. But with the more remote trips we do, we used to carry a spare. And this is the thing. People do, why genuine? There's a lot of people that have had, you know, when we say small percentage, but there's a lot of people that have had alternator problems over the many hundreds of thousands of these vehicles over many years and replaced with aftermarket options. And I'm going to give you a few options there. It's up to you, give you a bit of information. Sometimes it can be the clutch pulley, right? And you can get cheap clutch pulleys, you know, they're like a one-way, you know, like whatever. We won't go into what they do, but these can fail and they can be playing up intermittently. So that could be an issue with this one, maybe. I don't know. It's not playing up at the moment. Maybe we brought the vehicle home and gave it a wash down and maybe that solved the problem. There was just a bit of grit in there in the way of some contacts or something, you know. I don't know, and it came good, and there's nothing actually wrong with it. Might have been a bit of dust got in there. I really don't know. It could be the clutch pulley that was playing up intermittently. So look, if you're going to replace it, I'm not sure if you can still get them anymore, but you may be able to get them, of course, genuine as well, right? So because it's very rare that they fail. We trust these quality Japanese parts more than those Chinese copies. Not being racist or anything, but all the cheap copy stuff. General comment made in China, and they can make good stuff, but they can make cheap crap too, right? So you just got to watch it. You can get some eBay specials. A lot of people have done that. A lot of people are lucky and they go really well. A lot of people, there is a DTC, there's a code, I can't remember what it is, around the 600 mark or something like that. That's an overcharge voltage or something, which you can get with the aftermarket version. You might get it a couple of times at the start, it might go away, you might get it twice a year, just clear the code, whatever. They do put out higher voltage. It's not, these are what the vehicle was designed for, the ones that put out higher voltages and stuff. You might want to take your booster diode out, not run the two together. We've had some issues with the aftermarket ones where we've tried to fit them for people where this isn't wide enough, so it fits a bit loose, or the hole here is the wrong size, so technically that alternator, that area there, it moves a bit. So just the quality on the finish. I like that. Look, this alternator did nearly 400,000 Ks, and technically it was still going. It's been through a lot. It's been all over Australia. It's been through tracks. It has been through bog holes. It's been through all sorts of gear, right? Obviously, they normally have a cover over the front there anyway. That's been removed and put onto the other alternator. When you got something, yeah, they cost a bit more, and depending on which model, it can be closer to $1,000. But $600, $700, $800 or something for the genuine Toyota part. If you can source a Denso one, you could probably get it cheaper. In the right country. If you're overseas, obviously you can probably get one of these for some places $100, $200, or a couple $100 US, or whatever the case may be. 300 it might be, whatever the case may be. Genuine is the answer, guys. Very reliable. They put out the right. They're just reliable in so many ways. The fitment is awesome. If you're gonna do the pulley, if you think you got an issue with a pulley, then use a genuine one. Again, genuine. So we've got one spare there in the workshop for if we need one, if we come across an alternator. But it's that rare we don't see alternator problems. So as I was saying, we used to carry a spare. Now the spare, I'll give you a bit of background. So there's a bloke in if you're in Australia, if you're in Victoria, or if you even want to order from this guy, he's on eBay anyway. I think he's called Trump or something, like Trump Auto Elect or something. He's in Thomastown in Victoria, right? He's probably a Chinese guy. I think his name's David. Well, he's name at the factory there, and he just imports. He's been doing it a long time, and I found this guy. It was about 20 years ago when we worked on other cars. I was doing a starter motor on a Pulsar, and that was before. I don't think it was even. Was eBay around then? I don't know. I don't think so. And it was a bit of a online. I don't know how. I don't know how I found the guy, because yeah, I don't know, some online. Anyway, bang. The starter motors were so expensive from Genuine and everywhere really. This guy, $130, mate, cash price, whatever. And I went, you know what? He said it's good, he offered a good warranty. I can't remember then if it was 2, 3. He offers, around 2 years warranty on these things. I'm not highly recommending, but I'm going, if you want to go one of these aftermarket ones, maybe this is the eBay guy, or pop down to, I think it's something like Chifley Drive or something like that in Thomastown. I've only ever been there a couple of times. I think I've only ever been there once, to be honest. So the first one got picked up by someone else on the way over for me, thank you, many years ago. Sorted that one out. As far as I knew, that went for years, no problem. So I believe it's decent quality, but the thing is, the price is right. You go get an alternator off him, aftermarket copy, whatever, for about $200. The problem you got is, you can go and buy one of these from, not anywhere specific, whether it's Super Cheap, Burson's, Repco, or anywhere else, and they can put other brand names on them, and it's the same thing in the box, and it costs you about double. I'll give you an example, right? There's another starter motor, right? There's a place, what are they on eBay? 888 or Auto 8 or 888. No, it's not 888, it's Auto 8 or Auto, it's something. They're up in Wangaratta anyway, right? Now, they sell a starter motor that's got a plug that's universal for the 1KD and the 1KZ for about $130, and they have discount every now and then. It goes to about 100 with a 5-year warranty, right? So about $100, let's say. That same starter motor from Repco, I can say it's the same thing in a different box, is about 300 bucks, okay? So 300 bucks, and it doesn't have a 5-year warranty. So just saying, be aware when you think you're buying a good brand that's aftermarket, that it's not something that's a copy type thing. You can buy it, if you're gonna go for cheap. So we carried a cheap spare. Now that we've got the new one in, we're probably not really gonna carry it because we're quite reliant. You know, we are relying with this one. It was trusty. When we look at the numbers of cars we see, minimal failures, very reliable, genuine's the answer. You best probably just check a price at your local Toyota dealer, ask your Auto Alex. Be careful if someone's trying to sell you a Denso one. Don't get sucked in on eBay to the ones that say Denso, and they're all copies, they're not Denso. There's some good alternators around that apparently got some Denso internals as well. Again, sort of things you get off Auto Alex. If you've got a trusted auto electrician, he's probably might point you in the right direction if he's, you know, knows what's going on. Anyway, that's my answer, guys. Yeah, that's as long and short as I could make it. I squeezed as much info as I can in. No point me giving you part numbers because it varies from car to car. Same with the pulleys and whatever. Well, that's that one anyway if you wanted it, right? And this one, let's have a look just quickly. 27060300123, because these numbers, you know, they supersede. And that's for a 120 Prado, 2008, automatic, whatever. But most of them are going to be the same. And don't get me wrong, they'll fit up. The aftermarket ones, they're basically the same part number. You know, 120, 150, they'll fit up. The 1KZ's got a different plug on it or something, you know. It's been a while, been years since I changed a 1KZ starter motor. Problem with the 1KZ starter motor, we're not going to starter motor. We're out of here, guys. I hope you got something out of that. That's a video. I don't know what else I was going to talk about, but that's long enough. I need to get a drink. If you got something out, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the bell on. There's more better information coming your way. Short answer, like I said at the start, Denso, if you watch till the end, please give us a thumbs up. And bada bing, bada boom, all right?